What's up, Turtle Squad? And I'm Turtle Man Dad.
And I'm Turtle Dad.
And this is the Turtle Man
and Turtle Dad Podcast.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important...
That's right. This is a full episode Xander rant.
Full on.
Because Ted and Xander are both going to be talking on this episode because, as we've talked about a couple weeks ago, we're going back through the whole Turtle World, and we're starting kind of with the ones that we've already done episodes on because it's been long enough ago that the mythos has changed. And so, this episode we're talking about Volcano-Man. Now, Volcano-Man was created by Ted, but he was created by Ted for his brother Xander. And since then, Xander has really owned the character and has added a lot to the mythology of Volcano-Man. And so, we're going to have Ted and Xander talk about this character. And I'm going to kind of let them talk a little bit. I might jump in here and there, but yeah. So I'm gonna hand over the mic.
Yep. So you're not gonna pretty much hear Dad. It's probably just gonna be check heck. Hello.
It's me, Alexander the Great.
So when we start the thing and we're checking the voice, Dad does check. I just say heck.
And I say, hello!
Not that cool.
Hey.
All right. So let's talk about Volcano-Man. Tell us a little bit about the character,
okay.
His origin,
I'll ask
and
the question.
powers and such.
Okay, in the last episode, we said that I re-watched the Turtle Man episode, and it said that Volcano-Man could turn small. Is that true?
No.
Sorry, I wasn't talking to
That's not true. It's fake. I can turn huge.
Okay, so Volcano-Man does not turn small. So let's talk about. I want to hear you guys talk about who Volcano-Man is. Where does he come from? Where does his powers come from, and stuff like that.
So, Volcano-Man came from the real world too. He got the stone from Turtle Man giving it to him, and then Volcano-Man just started. He became his own character, and there said there's his own planet named Volcano-World.
Yep.
And he says lots of weird things in that thing.
No.
He goes cuckoo.
Whoa, hold on. Where is Volcano-World in relation to Turtle World?
It is inside Turtle World too.
That's not.
Well, it has. Hold on.
The Earth, I mean.
It has to be within kind of the same-ish realm, or because Volcano-Man originally comes from Turtle World. He's one of the Turtle Man characters. If there's another world, it has to be kind of a world within a world sort of thing.
Yeah, it's the world inside of the Earth, because Turtle World and Volcano-World are inside of the Earth.
That's not true.
What? Then where is it?
It's like far away in the galaxy.
Ted created the character originally. So, Ted, tell us where he started from, and then we can maybe figure out this Volcano World. I think this Volcano World problem needs to be dealt with further along in the story, because Volcano-Man and Turtle World, Volcano-Man comes from Turtle World. Whatever else happens. So where does that start from? Just tell me how you came up with the character and where does he come from in your understanding.
I actually let Xander create it.
No, I remember the original Volcano-Man, you came up with him, because originally it had something to do with a fire suit that Turtle Man had. And so you came up with the character originally, and then you kind of gave him to Xander. So you're the one who I remember had the original idea And so I'm asking, where did it come from? And then where has Xander taken it?
I created the stone. Well, not the stone. The ring. Then
It's kind of stone.
oh yeah. And then Xander just
Okay, you keep skipping off of it. Too quick, though. I'm saying you created the stone, but no, I'm asking, where did Turtle Man or where did Volcano Man come from? Both in the sense of how did you come up with him, and in the world, where did he come from?
he came from Earth. Then went down to what Turtle World.
Right. But the first part of the question, how did you come up with the character?
I don't really remember.
Okay. But he came from the Earth and he went down into the Turtle World. And he got the which ring did he get?
The fire ring.
Yeah, the Firestone Dragon ring. So he has some kind of affinity for the dragons. But instead of being a dragon man, he becomes a volcano man, which is an interesting twist, and likely has something to do with why he ends up discovering or inventing or whatever his own world. But this is where he came from. So he got this Firestone ring, that's the dragon ring, and he becomes Volcano Man as he comes into the world. So how did he come before or after Turtle Man to the world?
After, definitely.
Right. Okay, makes sense. Now, sorry, I should make sense. This is getting awkward. If you were looking at it, it's very funny the way the microphone is sitting between Xander and I. But he came before, and then Volcano Man comes later. So how does Volcano Man come to find the ring?
He finds it in Turtle World. The only somehow what the strength ring came out. That's the only one that rarely got up there. The fire ring was in a volcano. Volcano.
Okay.
The volcano's heart. Like if you go down to the core, you pull out at the bottom, then the lava starts coming. You have to race to the top.
So let's go to Xander then. Xander, how does Volcano Man get that ring out of the heart of the volcano?
Turtle Man does.
Sorry, Volcano Man. Turtle Man gets it out of there?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Why Turtle Man?
Turtle Man with the help of Xander. Xander had you said that he did it. Turtle Man could do it because Xander, well, Volcano Man didn't really have powers. How could he get there and survive with zero powers? Zero powers.
Right. So until he got the ring, then he got powers from the ring.
That's not. He not Turtle Man got it.
What? But how would you have gotten it if you had zero powers?
Remember,
I don't remember anything.
I have like powers that I can control fire, so I move the lava aside and jump down and grab the wing, and then you can control the rest of the lava, and then so he had to just climb out of there carefully.
How could you have had a power when you came from Earth? Well, Survivor around gets powers, but you're one of the people who doesn't get powers. Because there's only 50 people that get powers in that world.
Yeah, but some Volcano-World people come from Volcano World because they're born in Volcano World and in normal world too. So
You came from Turtle World. The world. How would you have gotten there from Volcano World? There was no hold to get up there. No one knew about the world up top before Turtle Man went down there.
Okay. So I think the confusion here is that this is what's so interesting about, and I know you're all probably listening to this thinking, Dad, why didn't you step in? But this is kind of the fun thing, is when you get conflict of visions between two writers. One of the things that you have to figure out how to do sometimes is to figure out how to bridge the two visions. So it seems to me that Xander has the idea that Volcano-Man is actually from this other world, but if he has the ring from Turtle World, then he has to have gone into Turtle World to get the ring to become Volcano-Man. So let's think about this. What if we're talking about, so this is where you get the fun stories when you try and put two different visions together, and can actually create even sometimes maybe a more interesting story. Well, what if Volcano-Man is from another world, but he doesn't know it? So
That'd be a twist.
Yeah, what if he doesn't know he's from this volcano world? He thinks he's from Earth, a normal person from Earth, in the same way that Turtle Man was from Earth. And so Volcano-Man, when he goes down into Turtle World with Turtle Man, so Turtle Man says he's getting this ring. He's getting this fire ring because he wants to get a ring for, I don't know, for whatever reason. We'll figure that out in story. That's one of the fun things about in story. We can come up with a reason there. But Turtle Man is going to get the ring. And he's going to get that ring for some reason. And what if that's where Volcano-Man suddenly discovers that he already has some fire powers? Like it's an accidental discovery. And that's how he moves the fire out of the way to get the ring. And so, because one of the things that I've noticed is that Turtle Man and Volcano-Man are definitely OP among the Turtle World superheroes. They're the high level superpowers. So what if the reason that, and it seems like the reason Turtle Man is so powerful is because he has the powerful ring, the most powerful ring. Well, what would put Volcano-Man on the same level as Turtle Man? What if he had, remember, these rings, they multiply power. So since Volcano-Man already had firepower, then when he gets a fire ring, that would multiply the already existing firepower. This would also explain why he's not Dragon Man, but he is Volcano-Man, because he comes from a different world, and they don't know that until maybe later in the story, he discovers a way to get back to his world. And so if maybe since Turtle Man's world is within the Earth, maybe Volcano-Man's world is outside the Earth, right? Like you say, he's out in the galaxy. Well, maybe that's where he comes from. Would that be a good way to kind of combine your visions?
How would he get there, though?
That's mostly like it, actually.
Oh, well, I think how would he get there? That's a question. Well, that's a question to figure out in story. You can discover that through telling the story, through writing the story. We're starting with a backstory. Then once you have something to work from, then you can start telling a story in which the backstory comes out. You can discover that along the way. That's something you guys can talk about in your, because obviously I think you guys can all guess, most of the story is come up with while they're just playing. And so in play, you can come up with what the story is, how Volcano-Man got to Earth, how Volcano-Man got to Turtle World with Turtle Man, how Volcano-Man discovered his way back to Volcano-World. But I think this kind of bridges the two visions really nicely and would help to explain a lot of Volcano-Man's powers.
And also, Dad, when, You don't need firepower to have the firing.
Well, of course not. Yeah, I know. Of course not. But I'm saying this is what would explain the fact that Volcano-Man is just so overpowered with firepower. Like he's way more powerful with firepower than, say, I don't know, Birdman is with intelligence. Like he's got some superpowers that puts him top tier above even all the other powerful people. And also, this is a good way of explaining, because here's the thing: all of the heroes who have rings has some kind of a animal attached to it. Well, Volcano-Man isn't Dragon Man. Volcano-Man is Volcano-Man.
Yeah.
And that would be because his power is not fully of the ring. The ring magnifies the power he already had.
Just like Turtle Man's, but
no, that's actually how his firepower gets. He is able to use like a huge blue fire fist and sorry, but you're gonna get destroyed. Boom, blown to smithereens.
Yeah. And well, Turtle Man's power comes from strength, but obviously strength can be multiplies your existing strength. But with everyone else, it's kind of a thing that they have. Yeah, I know it's all with everything. It's kind of a multiplying effect. But
Volcano-Man's is with strength, or if you have firepower, you have to have strength or firepower, and
both.
every not both. You don't have to have both. You can have one or the other.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about something that's multiplying power, and fire multiplies either strength or firepower, why couldn't it be both? Like if he's got firepower and strength, it would be, and because I think that would explain why Volcano-Man and Turtle Man are so evenly tiered.
Mm-hmm. And everyone has you have to get from super strong, super. You have to be strong enough to have the ring. You have to be fast enough to have the ring. You have to be smart enough to have the ring. You have to be, those are probably the three main things you have to have.
Okay, so this is how the story, but one of the things that I've noticed though is Volcano-Man's power set and tier levels have kind of exploded a bit in the sense that he's kind of like you've got multiple modes, and Xander, I'm gonna ask you to tamper your excitement because man, he can start going on this, but just kind of explain to us the multiple tier levels of Volcano-Man's power.
Okay, I'm gonna go say weakest to buffest. First, it's normal Xander. He's like a high-level street fighter. He's really good with swords. He can he knows how to cut through gold and stuff. He saves the most the people he can as a street fighter, because he's always a street fighter when he's not being a hero at that moment.
Okay, so Volcano-Man street form is kind of like.
Okay, well, pause on that because I actually have a question in mind to ask about that, because I know where you're going, and I have a specific question about that. So, but yes, you're saying he has, without his power, he is a street fighter even before you count in his fire, but also, as you said, he has some marginal firepower even without the ring, because as you said, he's from Volcano-World and he has a little bit of power that apparently shows itself. Even
close
before he
to
gets
the
the ring, even before the ring, or close to the ring, yes. But then, okay, so that's the lowest levels without the ring. Street fighter, sword fighter. Next level, Xander.
Okay, The next one is normal Volcano-Man. He's really good. He has like only 6 swords at first. It's like he has 2 fire swords and those little like chains on it. If he takes the chain out on one and then takes the other one out, they're like ninja swords. You hold on to them. You flip them around and takes out the swords, spins them, grabs the fourth sword, and then he just chucks them inside like where, and they spin in between the ones, and then the fifth and sixth just spins with his own hands, and he's like overrated. Everybody who gets saved by him are like, "Can I get your autograph?" And he's like, I have other hero stuff. I'm really busy because as most villains are trying to like destroy me because I'm like, people are like, if we beat them, everybody will run out of the town, and then we can have the whole town to myself. And then I'm like, no, you're not gonna get away with this.
Okay. So he's got swords, fire swords, and what about the firepower? Does that show in another way?
Kind of. His sword. You can, if there's an enemy that can hit his swords away, he's like, "How dare you! You hit my swords!" And he's like, "You will get embered!" And then his eyes glow, and his swords go on fire, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get destroyed!" And then he throws all his swords at him, and then they're like, "One for your life!" And if anybody touches the swords, they get burned. I almost accidentally burned a whole tree.
Okay, so he is fire powered. So that's his normal. He uses swords, fire swords, and then so the 2 tiers we have so far is regular Xander, regular Volcano-Man. What's the next level?
No, first I want to say one thing. Volcano-Man has a power where he can like throw massive spikes out of the ground, and if he just wants the villains to fling fire away, he's like, spike it, and then a giant boulder comes out of the ground and smacks him far away.
So are they like volcano, like fire spikes, like coming out of I'm guessing from the molten core?
No, like there's fire at the core of the earth. Most people know that. And yeah, he uses it to absorb energy, and then he uses mass explosive radioactions to cause massive explosions out of the ground, which forms like a kind of quartz material.
Sure. Okay. Makes sense. Now, what's the next level up from regular Volcano-Man?
I'm excited. War Volcano-Man. He has like fire channeling around him, and if he's near the sun, he can be like, okay, it's time for a slingshot, and then he absorbs fire on his thumb, and then pulls it back, and then fling, and then the fire like usually burns the opponent, and like it's kind of like ember slash flamethrower slash as you're going down. So it's kind of indestructible because he has multiple weak spots, but he can sense other weak spots. So like, if there's an opponent and that's really strong, he'll be like, "I know your weak spot," and then he like usually uses his ember flick and then flicks it at his weak spot, and then it starts from there all the way up on his body, and he burns. Usually leaves some ashes.
Okay, so War Volcano Man. You say if he's close to the sun, so I'm guessing this is something not in Turtle World. This is maybe something more of a Volcano-World power.
Yeah, because in Volcano-World there's like 10 suns.
Okay. So Volcano-World, this is a power that he can take a hold of when he's in Volcano-World. That would be a way of distinguishing it from his Turtle World activities. Then there's one more tier, right?
Actually, 2 or 3.
Let's just stick with one tier. One more tier.
Yeah, but first I have to say one thing. At Volcano-World, and he uses his fire powers. I mean, his thumb ember. It like accidentally burns like 3 houses at a time. Yeah. So next tier. It's Mega War Volcano-Man. He's really awesome. He can like channel firepower, and when he's in Volcano-World, all his firepower goes over the top, and his fire turns into black fire, which is so hot it burns anything that gets in your head. Like the sun's core is kind of as hot as black fire, but it's not as hot. But yeah. So he can like channel the wind that can take fire from one of the 10 suns from Volcano-World, and he puts his 2 fingers up in the air and says, "See a cannon!" And then he like shoots a giant beam of fire at the opponent, kind of like fire blast. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Now, Ted, what of that was part of your original vision for Volcano-Man?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. This is where this is where, and I remember talking to Ted about this a long time ago, where I said, one of the things that when you because we're picturing this like a comic book world, and when you're creating a comic book world, what you end up doing is you end up hiring other people to write your stories, because it's usually unless you're gonna just control everything and do everything, you're gonna end up letting other people kind of play in your world. And one of the things that you have to do as the editor of the world is rein in your writers sometimes when they start going a little bit out of control. But also you need to trust them to come up with, their own things and to tell their own stories. And this has kind of been it's interesting for me to watch, because I actually hear them kind of doing that in play, where Xander will start talking and being like, and then Turtleman can do this and this and this. And in fact, you even witnessed it here on this podcast, where then Ted goes, "Wait, no, because of this, because it had to be like this." And so it's been interesting to watch, and I'm excited to see it continue to go on, because we're gonna see that grow. But I want to ask a question. So another thing that we discovered a couple weeks ago, or a couple episodes ago, is that in the Turtle World there's a guy named Diamond. And Ted, who is Diamond?
Not in the Turtle World. Not in the Turtle World. The real world.
But the Survivor crew. He's a Survivor crew guy.
Yeah. And here is something that you wouldn't expect. One of the Survivor crew members is Volcano-Man.
So how does he become Diamond? How does that happen?
He comes up burning in fire, jumping up, and then it kind of turns into ashes and covers his body, and the fire kind of goes out, and he breaks it out of the tube. He accidentally hits out of the tube straight into a diamond pile and crashed into Survivor's house.
Okay, so he becomes Diamond by coming out of Turtle World while still flaming. And then, so what is it? What abilities does Diamond have, and what does he do with the Survivor crew?
He helps defeat bad guys. He's like the OPest character. He doesn't really fight much.
Yeah, he doesn't act. He fights a guy named the Guy, and that's how he becomes a Volcano-Man. But yeah, based on his stats, I would say like he's unkillable because if his arm comes off, it wiggles but diamond, so he can't move his hand for like an hour or two.
Okay,
One
so
whole day.
What's that?
Probably be one whole day.
Yeah, one whole day. Okay, so he becomes Diamond. Is this something that he becomes like on occasion, or is there a short period of time where he was Diamond?
He's never been Diamond before.
Yes, no. I know, I understand that, but I mean, is it a short period of time that he's Diamond? Is this something that he becomes periodically, or is it just like there's a period of time in the Volcano-Man story where he loses his fire powers, becomes Diamond, and then later becomes Volcano-Man again?
Well, the volcano ring is covered, and it won't work, and he can't go into Turtle World. It won't let him in.
Okay, so it is for a short period of time that he's Diamond.
Yeah, because it takes a long time for him to be able to use his ring again.
Okay.
And because you have to coat it with one of the rings.
Okay, makes sense. So and then you said that you.
Well, later you have to coat it with the rings. And do the password.
Okay. So there were some things that you wanted to say about the modes that he was in. Volcano-Man was talking about. He was talking about before.
Okay, so Volcano-Man is kind of like Riker X Fox, Survivor, and Knight. Knight is like a sword fighter. He is really good with swords, and Riker is like a really good street fighter, and Survivor really good. And the swords thing, why does he need 6 swords, and how does he even use the 6 swords and hold them?
I think what he was saying was he has 6 swords. He's got 4 that are connected by those chains. Xander, nod your head if I'm correct about this. He has 4 swords, and he has 2 swords that are just dual swords. Like, I don't think he uses all 6 at one time. I mean, that doesn't make sense that he would use 6 yeah, okay, he's shaking his head. So no, he doesn't use the 6 at one time. He uses 4 at one time and 2 at another.
And why do you need a Mega Volcano-Man more Volcano-Man when there's already a super OP more man.
War Volcano-Man. Well, it seems like so. These are different modes of his fighting. Volcano-Man is his normal way. War Volcano-Man, he said, was kind of a power-up thing that happens on his own world. And what is it? What did you say the third one was?
Mega War
Volcano-Man.
Man is kind of like, it would probably be like kind of like Universal, and Volcano-Man be like Turtle World. Then like Street Fighter, Volcano-World,
Sure.
No, wait. Turtle World, Volcano World, then Universal. Is that correct?
Kind of. It kind of seems like Mega War Volcano Man was just kind of him cranking up War Volcano Man, right?
First I want to say that, he uses all six swords at once. It's kind of, some people are like, oh wait, what? How does he use the six swords when he only has two hands?
I knew that he had used all six at the same time. Does he use the six swords as like claws, kind of like?
Nah.
Then how does he use it? Like, how does he hold it?
Sometimes he uses it like claws. That's when he needs full on sword battle. But sometimes he can form more than two arms.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
He can make arms made of fire that can make black mold. Also, if someone punches it, they wouldn't burn. Like if he's holding somebody with his arm and punching someone at the same time, he could do that. And if it was just lava, he couldn't save anybody.
I'm assuming this is another one of those Volcano-World powers, because it sounds like something that would be. I don't know how this would work in the Turtle World mythos, but that would make sense as part of his Volcano-World power. Is that right?
Kind of, but he does have a kind of that he uses like fire is like fire. Some fire powers to like form hands, floating hands of fire, and he holds the swords and he only uses his fire swords for his fire hands, or else they'll burn to smithereens.
Okay, guys. I'm sorry that Xander is talking away from the microphone. You might hear that he's talking away by.
Yeah. Of course, Xander he's getting used to using a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. And he's and like he's getting very physically into it. Kind of like how Turtle Man Ted would get physically into it in the early days of the episode, if you remember that. But I think we got to the point where we're kind of wanting to wrap this up.
And we're gonna add a Xander rants at the end.
No more for Xander rants. This is a good episode, and okay, so we're going to we're gonna do the next thing, which is we're going to listen to episode 2 on Volcano-Man, the original Volcano-Man story, and we're gonna see how that compares to the way Volcano-Man is now.
Okay, we're back after that crazy thing.
It's funny how you said that Xander took it in a crazy direction. It was already in a crazy direction. I think we forgot how crazy Volcano-Man originally was.
Yeah, and Xander was
honestly, Xander kind of grounded Volcano-Man.
And yeah, Xander said that it's really funny. And he's like and I was like, I couldn't say, but that was how I felt when I was watching the Turtle Man video. It said
yeah, they're the berserker mode, right?
Yeah. I have to listen to music, see the color black.
Yep. Anyway, okay, so Fireman, originally he was a fire shooting man.
He could shoot fire out of his hands, legs, stomach, eyes. and that said it could do anywhere.
Yeah, including his belly. I remember that.
And the bottom?
Yeah. Well, so obviously there's some fire shooting capabilities, but Xander has grounded that in the swords.
Yeah, he's grounded it. His ideas were way better than mine.
And then Turtle Man made him in the original.
No.
He did not make him. Obviously, that's not true anymore. How about the fire rock throw move? Did we like that?
Okay, I liked it, but Turtle Man cannot control rocks. He can punch into the ground and throw them up, but
right.
No controlling rocks. There
But-
isn't even a rock power.
Yeah,
thing.
but
Sorry,
Volcano Man
guys,
could
if you want
could
one.
kind of. I could see it how Volcano Man could maybe light up the rock on fire and throw it as kind of a magma throw. So I'm sure that's part of it.
Epic.
I'm sure
And
it's part of
also, in the lava, he said the lava house. There said he eats lava and he drinks lava.
it. Okay.
Correct, right? But then he said doesn't have a lava house.
Yeah.
Does he have a fire statue of his friend Xander?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so the lava house is out, and the lava house became Lava World. But he does eat and drink lava. That isn't where he gets his powers, but he does sometimes do that. But Xander, does Volcano Man make statues of his friends?
He only made a statue of one person. You know who that is?
Who?
Oh.
Well, he didn't really make it. It's like he had a Pokemon that formed that.
A monster.
A monster. We This is copyright infringement. It can't be a Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I meant not a Pokemon. I keep mixing up Pokemon and monster for some reason. Yeah, there's like a monster that most every Volcano-World guy has, and yeah,
Sorry, Pokemon people.
yeah, he I call it Drago because he forms into like he's at the front of us house. I have two of them, and a Drago and Komodo. Yeah, Komodo is as a fire dragon, and Komodo he is made as a like Volcano Man,
The ring is based off of dragon.
kind of.
Dragon.
That's why it's a fire dragon.
Right. Okay. So, and one of the things, also the fire suit that turned into a slide in Volcano Man. Obviously, that's gone
Hey, no.
because
It used to be the magma stone. Then it broke into two pieces. The yellow one just kind of disappeared. It broke. The other part became the lava stone, and
Okay.
then I got it.
okay.
Not the slide, no. It was made. I guess it was from the playground.
Okay.
They ripped it out of the ground.
Okay. So okay. So I mean, a lot is gone from that original episode. But you know, it's all good. So we're gonna bring this whole episode to a close. Conclusion. Thank you, Xander, once again for being on our show.
And comment down below if you want to do another thing like this, like talk about like a story where Xander joins to help out. Yeah. Xander, what do you want to say to the folks before we leave?
That's the end of Xander Way!
You heard him, folks! Xander Hands! Dad, your turn.
I won't do that. Goodbye.
Come on!